Happy Wednesday, television family. We have rejoined ourselves. Does that even make sense? We're here. It is Wednesday, 26th day of March 2025. I'm Dan Kuntz. It was a beautiful day yesterday, just gorgeous. The high clouds thinned out about 11:30 noon or so. Bountiful sunshine yesterday afternoon. As you can probably tell, I spent a little time outside yesterday afternoon. It was hard not to. It was just by far the best spring day of the year so far, and we're looking pretty good today, too. There is a significant system heading our way. Pretty active system. Not going to visit us until late, very late in the day, actually probably after sunset. Then we're talking rain. It might be a pretty good night for lightning watchers out there. We may see a stray thunderstorm or two. We have a map to show you where people are more prone to perhaps a pop-up thunderstorm tonight. It'll be tonight, not today. Today actually looks kind of like yesterday. We're going to have some clouds, high clouds, in the morning hours. They'll be 86ing themselves out of here mid to late morning. Bountiful sunshine this afternoon. Big change in the weather. Temperature-wise, sunshine-wise, precipitation-wise. It's March. March has a little bit of everything, and we're going to get a little bit of everything for the next 7 days. Forecast details: bat lead off, batting second. The news, batting third. Sports, you know the routine by now. We do have a lot of news. we have a lot of sports. Kraken, great comeback. Not enough. They're starting to run out of games. If the season ended today, and it doesn't, by the way, they would not make the Stanley Cup playoffs. There's only 10 games left in the Seattle Kraken season. We got sports to get to, and then a really good conversation with two really cool people, with another cool person leading the way. We're talking about the events going to happen at Wenatchee Valley College this Saturday. It's the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Day this Saturday, and at Wenatchee Valley College, commemorations, lots of things, lots of activities going on at the college. It's not just remembering our Vietnam veterans, not only the ones who didn't make it home, but the ones who did. And so our very own Jefferson Robbins had a chance to talk to Ron Kirpus and Robin Thompson. We'll have that conversation with you in the back half of the program. Carve out some time on Saturday to go to Wenatchee Valley College. Cameras, here we go. Longer days, better views. I'm liking all of this. Sunrise this morning, 6:51. Sunset tonight, 7:23. We're over the 12-hour and 30-minute mark in daylight now, 12 hours and 32 minutes to be exact. Another 3 minutes and 25 seconds longer than it was yesterday. Record high temperatures yesterday. Ellensburg hit 74. Blew past their old record. Walla Walla set a new record. Seattle, Olympia, Bellingham, a lot of communities and cities in the Puget Sound area set record highs. They won't be doing that today. We did not set a record high yesterday. We hit 71, which was pretty much exactly what we were thinking. It was just beautiful. We may be a touch degree warmer than that. Our record high temperature on today's date is 74. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley. Camera number 2. Up Blewett Pass way we go. I think it's actually called the Valley High camera. I'm not sure. I did not go to Valley High. I went to Wenatchee High, but a beautiful view up there. And as you can see, the snow is still receding and will continue to do so, which of course means that the area rivers and streams will be flying fast and flying cold, really cold. It's basically just melted snow. The Valley High camera heading up Blewett Passway. Camera number 3. Back up to Lake Wenatchee we go. Same scenario as yesterday. You remember this from yesterday. They had the clouds and the fog hovering right over the lake. It burns off. They'll have a beautiful day today up at Lake Wenatchee once the sun really starts climbing and getting the job done. There's still quite a bit of snow on Dirty Face, as you can see, and up above the Kaler Glen Golf and Ski Resort and up the White River Valley. And if history tells me, Billy Goat will wrap up our festivities, and unlike yesterday, it is beautiful. Clear skies up there. It was pretty cloudy, low clouds yesterday at this time up Billy Goat Way. Not the case anymore. Gorgeous view there. Beautiful. And again, today is going to be a lot like yesterday. Some clouds this morning. The clouds will begin to thin out. Mid-morning by noonish or so, they'll be gone altogether. Sunshine and a lot of it in the afternoon hours. Warm temperatures. And then once the sun goes down, thunderstorms could develop all over the region. Slide number 1, record temps for today. If you live in an area that that number is red, that means you're going to set a record today. So you can see, not quite for us. We're going to be right around 71, 72, 73. Perhaps we might get to 74, and if we do, that would tie the record high for today for the Wenatchee Valley. Moses Lake, you're going to set a new record today by a big amount, almost 10 degrees. A new record for you folks. Pullman's going to set a new record. Very, very warm temperatures. Not used to it yet, but it sure is nice. So we could be close to it, but I don't think we're actually going to get to a record high temperature today. And then the record flips to side B, and here comes some thunderstorms. Now, if you live in the area with the dark green, that means you have a moderate chance of a thunderstorm today. As you can see right here in the Wenatchee Valley, and we're talking tonight, actually. For us, we're talking maybe 8, 9, 10 o'clock. We may see some thunderstorms. Thunderstorms in the evening in March are extremely rare. Now, the Puget Sound area, they have a much better chance of thunderstorms, of wind, of rain. They could even see a twister. I mean, it's that kind of crazy active weather. But again, all of it is later on today for the Wenatchee Valley and locations to the north of us. To the locations to the north of us in the Wenatchee Valley. It may miss us altogether. The one thing we are going to have tonight, we're pretty sure, is rain. From the National Weather Service, again, just like yesterday, clouds this morning, sunshine this afternoon, very little wind. Another day to get out and enjoy. Lower 70s for the afternoon high. Again, our record high on this date is 74. Probably won't get there. Starting at about 6 or 7, the clouds will be rolling in. By about midnight, rain. Pretty good chance of rain, about an 80% chance of rain overnight tonight, and that will spill over into Thursday. We'll dip down to 47. Look at the temperature variation. 71 today, 58 is all we're going to get to on Thursday. A friendly reminder, it's still March, and the rain for tomorrow will probably come in the morning hours, but the clouds aren't going to go anywhere. And then the rain returns Thursday night, 44 for the overnight low. Friday, rain in the afternoon, about a 40% chance of rain on Friday afternoon. Certainly the clouds, and a high of 58. Saturday looks good. Gobs of sunshine, 58 for the afternoon high. Gobs of sunshine Sunday, high of 57, or right around there anyway. Things are looking good for the weekend. Keep in mind our normal high is 56, so we're going to dip right down to where we should be temperature-wise on Saturday and Sunday. But it looks like we'll have quite a bit of sunshine. Then unsettled weather returns with a good chance of rain on Monday and Tuesday, which, by the way, is April. After a break, we'll have the headlines on this Wednesday. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Central Washington Water is home to the Hot Spring Spa for over 45 years. Come see the Freshwater Smart IQ. It monitors your saltwater spa's pH balance, chlorine, and more. Or the cold plunge tub that will leave you feeling rejuvenated. Plug-and-play spas make hot tubbing easy. With great financing available, cold water, salt water, hot water, Central Washington Water has a spa for your budget and your lifestyle. Stop by today.
The family at the Eplidolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Eplidolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Eplidolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Eplidolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour. High clouds, 46 degrees if you like yesterday, and I did. You'll like today. We're going to do it all over again. Clouds in the morning, sunshine this afternoon, very active weather, rain, maybe a pop-up thunderstorm tonight, And then for the most part, clouds are going to have the upper hand with some pretty good rain to balance out the rest of the work week. But the weekend looks pretty nice. 10 minutes after the hour, Moses Lake police say a teenager from Mattawa was arrested Monday in the drive-by shooting that killed the 14-year-old boy in Moses Lake 5 days ago. The suspect is also 14. He has not been identified, but police say he was arrested after checking into Caldeck Hospital in Richland on Monday night for treatment of a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. The youth had been shot in the lower leg. Detectives believe the wound was self-inflicted during the Friday night gunfire that killed Mario Azamuka Santoyo of Moses Lake and wounded 4 other people who were traveling in the same vehicle on West Loop Road. The teen suspect was booked into juvenile detention. Police are seeking a charge of first-degree murder. A man was arrested Monday night after a nearly 3-hour standoff with the Douglas County Sheriff's Department and the East Cascade SWAT team. Sheriff Kevin Morris said that at roughly 2:42 in the afternoon on Monday, deputies were dispatched to reports of a man threatening individuals and assaulting neighbors with a taser-like flashlight. After several unsuccessful attempts to negotiate the suspect's surrender, assistance was requested from the East Cascade SWAT and Crisis Negotiation Team. When SWAT arrived, traffic on Highway 97 near Orondo was rerouted for public safety. And at roughly 5:46, 39-year-old James Scott Martin was arrested and booked into the Chelan County Regional Jail on suspicion of second-degree assault. Prosecutors have yet to file formal charges in that case. Longtime Administrator Spencer Taylor will remain the superintendent of the Eastmont School District. The school board unanimously approving hiring Taylor to the permanent position on Monday night. He took the job on an interim basis at the start of the year after the departure of former Superintendent Becky Berg. After Monday's meeting, Taylor told us his priorities included better communications, a successful strategic plan, and a future bond measure. He also says he's, quote, overjoyed to stay on the job.
Who knew that I would end up in this position and to be in such a great school district? Yeah, I feel like I just lucked out. To be Eastmont superintendent just feels kind of surreal. I think ultimately Eastmont has a great culture, and maintaining that culture is so important. I heard Eastmont's a special place from so many people. Eastmont's home. I heard that from many kids. And that's something I don't take lightly. That's something that could change if it's not monitored, supported, nurtured. And so that's a priority for me, as well as being out and about the district in classrooms, at performances, athletic events, engaging kids, engaging parents, and then out in the community. That's also really important. I want people to know me so I can tell them about how wonderful Eastmont is.
Chelan County District Court wants to help people get relief from fees and legal debts that may have piled up after their misdemeanor cases. Judges Alan Blackman and John Volan announced last week the District Court and its probation office are offering a limited-time debt relief program. From April 14th to June 14th, anybody with unpaid fines and fees can seek to pay them off at a greatly reduced cost. Anyone who could benefit from the debt relief, you're asked to check in with the District Court or the Chelan County Probation Department to find out if you are eligible. Grant County Sheriff Joe Crete has issued commendations to 30 people in his department and others who responded to a deadly mass shooting. Police and rescue agencies countywide sprang into action at the June 2023 shootings at the Gorge Amphitheater Campground. It killed 2 women and injured 3 other people. In an annual award ceremony on Friday, Crete gave each of the responders a sheriff's coin for their part in the response. Sheriff's Detective Corey Judkins and Moses Lake Police Detective Edgar Salazar, they each got a Medal of Valor for their actions to stop the shooter. Other awards went to deputies and others who gave life-saving medical aid or assisted in rescue operations throughout Grant County over the last year. The Chelan Douglas Community Action Council has partnered with Canada-based rappelling company Over the Edge. They're going to host an adventurous fundraiser on April 19th at the Residence Inn in Wenatchee. Rappelling is the art of descending down the side of a large structure or a cliff while tethered to safety equipment. The event has a fundraising goal of $110,000 for the nonprofit community aid organization. I had a chance to sit down with my good friend the Executive Director, Alan Walker, to get the details.
Literally, we're going to allow individuals an opportunity. I use the word jump. Folks don't really like that term, but to rappel from the top of the Residence Inn Marriott here in Wenatchee. That's the newer property down by Walla Walla Park, across from Town Toyota Center. So we're going to provide an opportunity to rappel 80 feet down the side of that building safely. We'll attach a rope to you. We won't necessarily. No. Although I've been threatened of where that rope may be attached on me. But anyway, we'll rappel down safely down the side of the building there. And so it's a pledge-a-thon, so people register. Kind of like a walk or a readathon, and you go out and you get your friends and family to support you. And if you secure at least $1,000 in pledges for Community Action Council, you too get the opportunity to rappel down the side.
Lori Neal is a Chelan farmer who creates artisan cheeses with help from her small herd of dairy cows. Last year, she and other West Coast dairy farms were selected to share in $690,000 worth of grants through the Dairy Business Innovation Initiative. That's a federal reimbursement program managed by the Department of Agriculture. Then, after spending thousands of dollars for brand new equipment, Lori found out the Trump administration had frozen the reimbursement funds. We visited her business, Laurel's Crown Farmstead, to find out what happened next.
We were given the go-ahead to start spending money December 2nd, and it's, as are pretty much all government grants, I think, they're on a reimbursement basis. So you spend and then you turn in your receipts, justify, and then you get reimbursed. Towards the end of January, there was kind of some rumblings, and we were getting ready to purchase the pasteurizer. And we wanted to get in before any increases in cost on stainless steel and that kind of thing. But we asked the question, should we be concerned here? And we were told that the USDA basically was saying, no, things are going ahead as planned. So we went ahead and purchased the pasteurizer. And then kind of we started getting messages from our facilitators that said that USDA was not communicating with them on their questions. And then finally on February 28th, they said all of the funds have been frozen. There will be no reimbursements right now, and we have no idea when that's going to change. Having come from a background of grants, the scrutiny of how you spend your money is extreme. Like I said, I've worked for a grant program before, and I know what we have. I know what's allowable, and I know what's not allowable, and the amount of scrutiny that every dollar you spend comes under. This is actually our milk processing facility. So it comes in here. I have 2 milk tanks. Law requires, that's my storage milk tank. So the law requires that new milk be less than 50 degrees before you add it to previously milked milk. So we bring it in, we put it in here, we drain it back out into the bucket, pour it over there and mix it together. And then the white one on the end there is the pasteurizer. This is 145 degrees for 30 minutes. So the milk just is a better quality for cheese making than a high temp. So for example, if I went and bought a gallon of ultra pasteurized milk at the store, it won't coagulate. You can't make cheese out of it. So I bring it in, I pasteurize, then we pump it through here up in these lines and over into the cheese vat, comes down into the cheese vat. We're kind of the largest dairy in Chelan County. I mean, I'm it. There's a couple of folks producing milk, but best I can tell, I'm the only cow milk cheese producer in Chelan County. Thankfully, dairy people tend to be really accommodating, so I can call just about anybody in Western Washington with the coalition and get questions answered, which is very cool. So I spent most of last week talking with media outlets and with legislators. Our legislators here were amazing. Their staffs really asked really pointed questions. And then finally, after 5 days, for whatever reason, the USDA completed their review of the grant and released the funds 5 days later. You know, we're in a much better position than other people that we've talked with. You know, there were people that they had money that they had taken out of their day-to-day operations and then found that it was not going to be reimbursed. And that was a significant hit for those folks. Thankfully, we'd gone in with eyes wide open and didn't pull money out that we had to depend on. There were a lot of people asking a lot of questions. And one of the farmers that I work with for my supplies had commented on a post that someone made, and that was that American farmers need these type of programs in order to remain competitive. And I totally agree with that, because here we do what is best. I mean, we pay a decent living wage. We give reasonable working hours, but it does give us a disadvantage in places that don't have those requirements. And so these types of grants offer us the opportunity to innovate and expand where otherwise we might not have the opportunity because we just can't get far enough ahead to do that. We have a story to tell, and we're local, and I'm not the only local farmer with a story to tell. And there's a lot of us, I think, out there. So if anything else, you know, support your local farmer. Go visit them at the farmer's market. Go find out who they are, because they're living and working here because they want to and they love to. I'm really happy with where we're at. My husband's getting there.
That is the news on this Wednesday, the newscast, the evening news, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight, 5, 6, and 10 on the NCWLIFE channel. And if you're out and about and you think something might be newsworthy, send us an email. We want to hear from you. news@ncwlife.com. Stories like that come from viewers like you. Sports in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at merrymaidesofwenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. So relax, it's done.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
26 minutes after the hour in sports, the Seattle Kraken lost for the first time when leading after 2 periods. They dropped a 4-3 overtime decision to the Flames last night. Jaden Schwartz had a power play goal and an assist for the Kraken, who lost their 3rd in a row. Ty Cartier and Jordan Eberle also scored.
Rooney pops it out. Klapka will get to it. And he was saddled up by Cale Fleury, who lost his stick. Klapka shut down by DeCord twice, but they score. Adam Klapka on the rebound. 9:02 left in period 1. Calgary breaks the ice. This way McCann downhill. Here it comes, Dunn blocked. Good block by Farabee. Burakovsky. McCann. What? They score! Beautiful setup. Jaden Schwartz wills it home with a power play goal. And the Kraken have tied it. Calgary's out. Good play by Dunn. Counterattack. Cartier. He's in. He scores! Ty Cartier on a beautiful counterattack. They delight the Kraken Nation here in Calgary on a goal by Ty Cartier. Seattle by 1.
Neutrals only end up turning this puck over. Dunn does the right thing, pushes the puck north. But I love that Cartier just drives right in between the 2 defensemen, uses the speed here. Again, looks, he's got his head up the whole way, knows he's got a step, takes a stride in. He's got a great shot as well when he gets that off. Head up the whole way, able to go low on that glove side.
Frost will bring it through. This way it's Huberdeau. Kadri. He scores! Hands up Kadri with a rocket on the far flank. We're tied.
2 pretty important parts to
both sides. So it really is a wash. Anderson, a heavy shot, scores. How did that get through? Rasmus Anderson from distance. 4:11 left. Calgary by 1. Kakko from the boards. Surveys. Sets up Evans. Capo Kakko gets it back. Schwartz stopped twice. They score! Jordan Eberle. Captain Clutch comes through. 90 seconds left, and the Kraken have tied it.
Battle level from the Kraken up. We got 6-on-5 here with the goaltender Poldy. Mad scramble as it goes to the net. Matty gets an opportunity to go through it. You see Eberle's stick just poked that puck through the legs of Dustin Wolf. He's able to out-battle Rasmus Anderson.
Evans is back, now done. They'll look around. Each team has secured 1 point in the standings. Coronado's hassled by Eberle. He gets it. He has McCann in front. Done. Great save by Wolf. Here comes Kadri with a game on his stick. He scores. Nazem Kadri wins it in overtime for Calgary.
Seattle falls to 16-0-1 when leading after 2 periods. They open a 3-game homestand against the Edmonton Oilers tomorrow. There's just 10 games left for the Kraken in their regular season. Prep baseball from last night. Eastmont took a big early lead, and that was about it. It was all Wenatchee after that. 18-6 at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium at Wenatchee Valley College. Moses Lake shuts out Sunnyside. Cashmere sneaks by Chelan in prep baseball. Ellensburg got by Quincy. Sela by 5 over Ephrata. Warden, no real problems with Manson. Other prep baseball from last night. Ouch! Tri-Cities Prep outscored Cascade 45-0 in their doubleheader sweep. It was a lot closer for Liberty Bell and Riverview, but Liberty Bell swept them as well. Okanagan over Omak and Brewster over Lake Roosevelt. Prep softball from yesterday. Eastmont held on and beat the Panthers 11-8. Chelan over Kashmir by just an itty-bitty run. Waterville Mansfield dispatched Manson without too much issue. Okanagan crushing Omak. Brewster over Bridgeport, and Riverview had no problems with Liberty Bell, winning 19-2 and 17-1. And Prep soccer scoreboard. It's going to be a busy week for the Wenatchee Panthers. On the road, they beat West Valley 2-0. Moses Lake snuck by Davis. Okanagan stuck by Omak. Connell defeated Kashmir. It was Afreda and Othello playing to a 1-1 tie. Silo over Quincy, Manson over Bridgeport, and another tie between Brewster and Liberty Bell on the pitch. One soccer game tonight. It's the rivalry. Eastmont and Wenatchee leap off the field at the Apple Bowl, so this is Wenatchee's second game in 2 days. Then they play again on Friday. Wildcats and Panthers, 7 o'clock at the Apple Bowl, and Richland and Moses Lake will play in prep softball today. Last slide, Richland and Moses Lake prep girls softball at 4 o'clock. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. Your obscure holiday today, you get to make your own. So make your own holiday today. So celebrate something personal, something unique only to you, or maybe something that you and a bunch of your friends or your coworkers can all agree upon. Today's obscure holidays, literally make up your own holiday day. So be creative. Whatever a holiday you want to invent, it's all yours. Doesn't matter. Doesn't even have to be real. Make up your own holiday day today. It's actually a day. It happens to be today. Thank you, Internet. 32 minutes after the hour, today in history, and there they are, the world hockey champions of 1917. The Seattle Metropolitans beat the Montreal Canadiens 9-1. They win the Stanley Cup 3-1. It was a best-of-5 series. They became the first United States-based team to win the Stanley Cup. Also the first Stanley Cup final to be played in the United States because of travel restrictions. This was during World War I. They played all the games in Seattle. It was also the last Stanley Cup final not to feature a National Hockey League team. Every Stanley Cup since has featured at least one team from the National Hockey League. 91 years ago today, the United Kingdom said, you know, we just can't be handing out driver's licenses willy-nilly. So there is the very first driver's license issued after you passed a driving test. This was 1934. Before this, in Great Britain, driving licenses were issued without regards whether you could actually drive a car. Then they said, nah, there probably should be some minimum skills involved instead of just being able to physically drive. And so United Kingdom said, we think we need to have driving tests so people will stop hitting each other. And there it is. Congratulations to that person, whoever it was, who got the very first driver's license after passing a test 91 years ago today. 46 years ago today, I watched this on TV. Magic Johnson and the Michigan State Spartans defeat Larry Bird and the Indiana State Sycamores 75-64 in the men's college basketball championship game. It remains, to this day, the highest rated television broadcast of any basketball game in this country's history, even after 46 years. The Kingdome opened on March 27, 1976. There is the headline from the Seattle Times. March 27, 1976, the Kingdome is opened. And then on this date in 2000, 24 years after it opened, it came crashing down. Here is the footage of the Kingdome getting blown up early in the morning of Sunday, March 26, 2000. It was actually broadcast live on ESPN Classic, and like a lot of implosions, this one actually worked. There were a few implosions back in the day where they only blew up half the joint, but this one actually worked. So think about this for just a minute. The Kingdome opened on March 27, 1976. They blew it up March 26, 2000. And that means the Kingdome has been gone longer than it actually existed. By the way, King County finally paid off the bonds used to build and fix the Kingdome in 2015. 10 years ago, they paid off the bonds 15 years after they blew it up. And by the way, the Kingdome is the only arena to host the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, the NBA All-Star Game, and the NFL Pro Bowl. The late lamented Kingdome. One heavenly birthday on this March 26th, Sandra Day O'Connor. Not only the 91st Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court, but of course the very first woman ever to reach the high bench. Got the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President Barack Obama. Was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in October of 2018 and passed away 2 years ago at the age of 93. An historic person indeed. Bob Woodward, probably one of the most famous journalists of all time. Certainly has a claim to fame, certainly one of the top 10. Anyway, Bob Woodward, of course, broke through with his investigation alongside Carl Bernstein of the Watergate scandal in the early 1970s. He is 82 years old today. And Steven Tyler is 77. Somebody should probably tell him. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. You know what happened yesterday? My air conditioner kicked on. No, too early for that, but eventually you'll need it. Get a hold of Alpine Air to make sure your system is good to go. When we come back, an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Minotti, and then a very special commemorations this Saturday on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College for the 50th anniversary of the end of the war in Vietnam. Jefferson Robbins talked to Ron and Robin. That conversation next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel. It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar brought to you by Valley Tractor and Rentals. The Wenatchee School District is hosting a job fair for prospective bus drivers on Saturday, March 29th at the Transportation Building next to Wenatchee High School. You can apply in person and test drive a bus. The 25th edition of the Mariachi Northwest Festival concludes with a gala concert on March 29th at the Wenatchee High School Auditorium. The headliner this year is Shalala DeCal and features the award-winning Mariachi Hanachi.
What are the best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan.
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
You know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
Whether you're building from the ground up or transforming your space with a custom remodel, One Way Construction is your trusted partner in creating a home that's uniquely yours. Your dream home is just a call away. Schedule your free consultation and let's build something amazing together.
Your piece of land demands the very best equipment. Kubota equipment. The #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. With professional grade mowers, versatile sidekick utility vehicles, and compact tractors that get it done right. All backed by unmatched dealer support. Talk to your dealer today to schedule a demo.
Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I post a lot of stuff on Facebook that gets strong reactions. So since a lot of these posts point out Christian hypocrisy or the mind-boggling idea that Trump is the poster boy for many evangelicals, I get a lot of backlash. Again, primarily from my Christian brethren. Now, I'm not going to say that I don't care what people think, because I do. But as I often say, I don't care enough about what some people think to do anything about it. But I will tell you this. I care a heck of a lot more about what unbelievers think about me than I do my fellow Christians. Sorry. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
It's going to be in the Student Rec Center. We're expecting a standing room only, but you know, we don't know until we get there. But we have the Wenatchee Valley Symphony Ensemble. It's not the full orchestra, but they have the ensemble, and they will be playing several songs for us. And we have the Apollo Club. They're going to be doing singing. We have Christy Robinson, who's going to sing one of the opening songs. We have some very military type things that we're going to present. The flag, we'll be presenting a folded flag for the 58,281 that didn't make it back from Vietnam. And there'll be very militaristic celebrations, and we're going to have a 21-gun salute. It's going to be a good event. We're trying, because this is the last year of the 50-year commemoration, we're trying to make this the biggest and the best event that the Valley's ever seen for Vietnam vets. That's what our goal is.
Can you talk a little bit about the service that the two of you saw? And maybe I'll start with you, Robin. You were a Vietnam-era service member, correct?
Yes, and I was in the Air Force. I did several jobs in the Air Force. And when I got out, it was just when Afghanistan, Ayatollah Khomeini was just starting his thing, and we started doing targets for them. But my military service was basically in several bases. I was a loadmaster at the start, and then ended up taking a different job as heating and air conditioning. And it helped me through my career for the rest of my life.
And Ron, tell me about the service that you saw when you were enrolled in the services.
Okay, so I was like really in the peak of it, and 1966, 67, and 68. Did 2 tours in Vietnam. I was on the aircraft carrier, USS Oriskany, and we saw a lot of action. October 26th of 1966, we had a fire, and we lost 44 men during that period. And it affected me. I was 19 years old, and it made me a man right away. I can just say that the Vietnam War affected me the rest of my life, and still does. So.
Can you say offhand how many Vietnam-era veterans we know of are living in the Wenatchee Valley?
Yeah, I don't know that, but what we really want to do for this event is to reach out to the Vietnam veterans who don't belong to the VFW or don't belong to the American Legion or go to the Veterans Hall, because they need to know about the event and come to us. Not only just the Vietnam vets that we want at the event, we want the next generation there too. We want the people who protested against the Vietnam veterans, we want them to come too, because a lot of those people, they don't feel right about what they did back then. I can tell you a secondhand story if you're interested. I don't usually like to tell secondhand stories because it's always better coming from the person. But this Vietnam veteran had on a hat. It identified him as a Vietnam veteran. He was in a store, a grocery store, and the woman in front of him, when she got told how much the bill was, she said she needed to take the toilet paper out because she didn't have quite enough money. And the veteran said, "No, you take that, I'm going to pay for it," and he paid for it. He only had a couple items, so when he went out, she was putting the groceries in her car, and he went over and said, "Hey, let me help you." And she says, "Oh, I just want to tell you I'm sorry." And he says, "No, you don't have to be sorry." And she says, "No, I want to tell you I'm sorry because I was one of those people that called you names and spit on you when you came home." And he said that he teared up. Nobody had ever said that to him before. So the event is not just for the veterans, although we would like to get as many there as we can, but the next generation, if you guys don't understand what happened to the Vietnam vets, history's liable to repeat itself, and we don't really need that.
When folks like yourselves are gathered at the post or at the Legion Hall, and you talk about that time in your lives, what are the feelings that arise when you discuss Vietnam and your service there? I mean, how do you look back on it now?
I don't even talk about it. Most of the gentlemen that I'm with the Honor Guard, we don't talk about that. We talk about what we're doing for the service that we're doing, and even when I'm sitting back having a soda or a refreshment, the war doesn't really come up that often. We know what everybody's done because we know everybody pretty much in the hall, and but we just don't usually talk about it. Not with my group, anyway.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Only a Vietnam vet can understand a Vietnam vet, and personally, one-on-one, sometimes it's shared because we have shared experiences, or you know somebody that was stationed at the same place that you were, and you kind of talk about those things. But a friend of mine who was in World War II, I went to visit him at a what do they call it, a senior place, and we had a talk, and he was a very good friend of mine. He shared some of the things that he went through in World War II. And afterward, he told me, he said, "You know what, Ron?" He says, "I've never shared this with anybody, not even my family." He said, "because I knew that they wouldn't understand." And so it takes a vet to understand a vet. But as far as dwelling on it, everybody's in a different place. And some people, it's very emotional, and they don't even want to go there. My son asked me about my service in Vietnam and asked me if I would tell him about it and he could record it. And I said, "You know, I spent 50 years trying to forget it, and now you're asking me to tell you about it." And eventually I did. I went ahead and did that for him because, hey, I would have loved to have had that from my dad, you know, who was in World War II, and on Guadalcanal. I didn't know anything about my dad's service because he didn't talk about it. So I think at the American Legion and stuff, it's just kind of a camaraderie, and people get together more to have fun and live life. So we don't dwell on it.
Do you think this event on March 29th is a chance for members of the public who don't know that experience and haven't had those kind of tests and trials? Is this a chance for them to learn more?
I sure hope so, because like I said, if the next generation doesn't know what happened to us, when I got out of the service, of course, it depends. Everybody had a different experience, and it depends on where you were at. I got out in San Francisco, which was one of the hotbeds of the protests and stuff. And when I got out, I was told, "Don't wear my uniform home, that it will only cause unwanted attention." And so, do you think that high school kids nowadays would know that or even believe it? Well, we're here. There's, whatever you said, 800,000 of us still alive. We need to pass that on. And it did happen. And this is what happened. Because now we celebrate our heroes, our people who served in the service, and people say thank you for your service. But we didn't do it back then. And so we just need, I sure hope the next generation gets it and understands what happened. I really do.
What kind of things are folks that that served in your era dealing with right now, specifically related to the war?
Well, I go out to the VA clinic. We're very fortunate to have a VA clinic here in town. Otherwise, you'd have to end up going to Spokane. So a lot of what I hear is people have hearing problems that are related from the war. See, and believe it or not, we still have a lot of people with PTSD that have been not diagnosed and not helped with the treatment or whatever it is of the PTSD. And it's not unusual for somebody to live their life working and raising a family and then go into retirement and have the PTSD come forward. It's when you're idle and you have that extra time on your hands that PTSD can sneak in and get you. But we have a couple of very capable VA service officers, and we're going to give that information out at the event. And if people have a problem, they need to contact their VA service officer. They are trained to help them through the process of filing the paperwork and doing whatever you need to do to get the help. The VA has drastically changed from even 10 years ago. I think when Trump was in his first presidency, he made some changes to the VA, and the VA is very responsive now. It's not so much on the veteran to prove this or prove that. They have records and they try to help the veteran more than they used to. So I would encourage anybody that has an issue related to their service to contact the service officer for sure.
Is there concern among veterans that with some of the government cuts that are happening now, the VA might be affected and have its capacity diminished in the near future?
We've heard talk. We've heard people talking about it, but nothing's been finalized that I've heard yet. There's quite a few of our group that use the VA, and I'm not one of them. But they're concerned, as anybody should be, what's going to happen.
Robin, talk a little bit, if you would, about the Honor Guard. It's a feature of these kinds of commemorations that we see but might not quite understand what your role is.
Yes, our role is we do a lot of celebrations of life for people. We do funerals. I work with all the funeral homes in the area, and sometimes outside of the area. We got one from Waterville that we're going to be coming up on the Friday before our celebration. I just found out about this one. And it's, we're all volunteers. We use our own cars, we use our own gas. We go to them. I work with a lot of family members that have lost their loved ones, and it's our honor to be there for them. And it's one of those things that just hits you in the heart when you're doing it. You know, it makes you feel good that you're able to honor a veteran. But the celebrations of life, those are for people that want to just do it at their house and have their friends and families and them over. So we do quite a few of those too.
Have you been in attendance at many funerals or commemorations for Vietnam-era service members who've passed?
Yes, lots. I'm from Washington, D.C., so I remember when they put up the Vietnam Wall, and I went down for that, and that was quite touching.
Is there anything else you think folks should know today about the March 29th commemoration and what they could be expecting on that day?
I think they can expect a really good celebration, and if they can make it and bring your kids with you, it's a family event. We're just excited to see as many community members there as we can get. Mayor Wenatchee and East Wenatchee will both be there, say a little something about it. We'll have the apple blossom queen. She'll have a little something to say. So, yeah, I hope everybody shows up, and I'm hoping it's going to be a good event. I think it will. We've done a lot of practicing. We've been planning this for a long time.
I'd also like to say thank you so much for the college. They have bent over backwards for us.
They sure have.
And they've been really, really helpful, and we want to thank them.
Yeah.
Well, Ron Kirpus, Sergeant at Arms, and Robin Thompson, Honor Guard Captain for American Legion Post 10 here in Wenatchee. Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you,
welcome.
Jefferson.
You bet.
It was a pleasure.
You're watching the NCWLIFE channel.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
Remember when you could afford to have fun on two wheels without breaking the bank? Maybe you started on a Honda Z50 or a Trail 70 or one of the most popular Hondas of all time, the Trail 90. Well, Honda and Doghouse Motorsports are making fun affordable again. Introducing the Honda Monkey, the Dax, and the new updated Trail 125, all featuring fuel-injected four-stroke engines with electric start. The best part of all, they are affordably priced under $5,000. Whether you're just getting started or you want to get back at it, Doghouse Motorsports has you covered.
Welcome to Boswell's, where you'll find quality furnishings for every room in your home. Customers ask, do you have solid wood options? Yes, they do. Bamboo, maple, acacia, cherry, mahogany. With 2 floors of quality furniture and complimentary design services, Boswell's design team can create a home that's uniquely yours. For almost a century, people have chosen Boswell's for their quality and customer service. Boswell's Furniture, it's closer than you think.
While we were airing the interview with Ron and Robin, I got word that it's actually raining lightly at Pangbourne. Not going to last. It's going to be exactly today, for the most part, like it was yesterday, which means we could get close to a record high temperature. Probably not going to happen, but some locations in our viewing area are definitely going to set new record high temperatures today, including places like Moses Lake. I believe we still have that slide from earlier in the day. Moses Lake, you're going to set a new record today. We're going to come close, but not all the way there. Our record high temperature on the state is 74 degrees. That was set back in 1994. We hit 71 yesterday, maybe a little bit warmer. Today is a possibility. And the one thing that has changed from yesterday's forecast, there you go, record temps for today. If the town that you live in is shown in red or even yellow, you have a pretty good, if it's in red, you're going to blow past the record high temperature for today. That includes Moses Lake and includes Pullman and other locations. We're going to come close. Our forecast high is going to be in the lower 70s. Our record high, as I mentioned before, 74 degrees set back in 1994. Then things change tonight. There is a system rolling in. The heat will come to an end. The potential for some thunderstorms is possible this evening after the sun goes down. If you live in the section with the 1 there, you have a moderate chance of a thunderstorm. As you can see, it may miss us altogether here in the Wenatchee Valley. What is definitely not going to miss us is the rain. But the system that's coming through, this rather dramatic and powerful system, is taking its sweet time getting here. So when the thunderstorms come, if they come, and it's pretty rare this time of the year, it'll be tonight, not this afternoon. So cloudy this morning, sunshine this afternoon, kind of like what we did yesterday. We'll top off in the lower 70s. Again, the chance of a thunderstorm tonight, not a great chance, but certainly rain starting about midnight and going to about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll dip down to about 48 or so. And then rain Thursday morning. We dry off with a high of about 58 degrees. And then showers again Thursday night into Friday. It's still March. The weather is all over the map. That's it for us. Have a good and safe Wednesday. Start your Thursday with us tomorrow. Bye-bye.